Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies.
Relax, be cool, cause if you don't, you'll act like a fool, so be cool.
In commemoration of the upcoming sequel, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, I'm taking a look back on the mainline Conjuring films. Already got my review out for the first one, so let's talk about the sequel. I don't feel like wasting any time on an intro. Let's just get into it. This is my honest opinion of The Conjuring 2. Set in 1977. In America, Ed and Lorraine Warren, respectively reprised by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, are considering giving up the paranormal investigation lifestyle after Lorraine has a vision of seeing Ed killed by a demon. In Enfield, England, the Hodgson family is struggling to make ends meet, and things are not helped when the young daughter Janet, played by Madison Wolfe, begins to experience paranormal happenings. Before long, the entire family finds themselves haunted by the malevolent spirit of the former owner of the house, Bill Wilkins, played by Bob Adrian. News of this reaches the Warrens, and the church requests that they observe the family and report back to the church, but not to directly interfere.
My house!
Hell yeah, man. I still really like this one. Though the more I see it, the more the problems seem to shine through. But does that make it a lesser film than its predecessor? Let's discuss and decide. Positives first. I think this has some of the most memorable possession scenes I've ever seen in a horror film. That clip that I showed at the end of my summary, I always jump at that one. I will literally sit there and be all like, okay, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes, right...
My house!
Every time! Never fails! I know when it's gonna happen. For God's sake, I could probably reenact this scene with pitch perfect clarity, and I still jump at that. Then again, I'm easily scared. I used to have nightmares from the other side of the door. Have you seen The Other Side of the Door? It's awful. Have you even heard of The Other Side of the Door? Not surprising. It's awful. It's that stop motion crawl, man. I can't stand that shit. Getting off track, let's talk about a good movie. Memorable scenes. The one where the nun attacks Lorraine in the study. I adore the haunted interview.
Well, what should I call you?
The Crooked Man's first appearance in the neighbor's house. Seriously? Props to Javier Patet. For an entire year, I was convinced that the Crooked Man was just CGI. No, that was real. Although there has to be some trick to the way that he moves, because it doesn't feel natural, like frame skipping or something.
There was the Crooked Man. He walks a crooked mile.
My favorite scene is probably where Ed is talking to Bill. I'm still trying to figure out how they did it. Let me guess. Wilson, when he's in focus, is actually looking at a green screen. So in the back, when you see Bill being all blurry and creepy, that's all CG. But when Wolf is in focus, that's all real, but the blurry Ed in the foreground is actually a CGI replication of the back of Patrick Wilson's head. Am I right? How far off am I?
Oh, it's like... Go!
But of course, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the actors. The core cast, every single one of them is phenomenal. I mentioned how I cried during the first Conjuring movie, but y'all should have seen the waterworks from me in this one. I could have opened an amusement park. Wilson and Farmiga up their chemistry in a way that I never would have imagined possible. We see so many different sides to each of their characters. I like how Ed gets snappy at that skeptic guy when they're on that TV show.
Come on, Warren, try and show a little class.
I'm not going to show class as somebody who's sitting here telling lies about my wife and me.
Be careful who you call a liar.
What are you going to do about it?
I adore that scene with Lorraine trying to comfort Janet.
I finally found someone who believed me.
What did you do then?
I married him.
And the Elvis scene. Wilson is the true MVP of this movie, I swear to God.
Only fools rush in. Thank you. Hey, don't laugh now.
And a wolf. Good God. This girl is a talent that needs more exposure. I mean, she's been around and I've seen most of her work. Yeah, look at that. I've seen Zoo, Keanu, Joy, yet I can't remember any of her characters. Oh, I feel like crap. But staying on course, she is so likable and easy to empathize with. She misses her dad who left under sleazy circumstances. And due to the myriad of reasons why the family is struggling, that's why they're getting haunted.
Yeah, the timing isn't a coincidence. Negative entities often feed off emotional distress. They like to kick you when you're down.
Well, that hardly seems fair.
No, it really isn't.
All these scary things are happening to her. She feels compelled to tie herself to the bed so she won't sleepwalk. She can't sleep and looks utterly defeated by the time the Warrens get involved. Your heart legitimately breaks for her.
I'm just so tired. I can't sleep here.
But more than that, when she gets possessed by Bill or the Crooked Man, she is legitimately intimidating.
Murdered his crooked family and loved a crooked love.
This poor girl is thrown one proverbial haymaker after another, constantly manipulated into doing things that she doesn't want to do. And to make matters even worse, not every character believes her outside of her immediate family. It's already suggested that she's making all this stuff up. And what few characters do believe her, they need proof to give to the church so that way they can step in to help, but they're never there to see these possessions and paranormal occurrences happen. Or worse, do have some kind of explanation behind them to cast doubt. This truly leaves me the most gripping drama that I have ever seen in a horror film.
It was stupid.
Oh, no. I'm sorry I didn't believe you.
But just like the first movie, I have to be an asshole and talk about the negatives. Believe me, I don't want to. And sadly, there are a few. Starting off little, and I really hope I don't see this in the third one, but it started to annoy me that the Warrens were thinking about quitting the business. Did you notice that? In this one, it's Lorraine that wants to throw in the towel, but in the first one, it's Ed that wants to take a break. I will legit dock a point in the next one, as well as pull out my hair, if someone brings up quitting again.
Your visions are a gift from God. And if God is showing you my death, then he's doing it for a reason. Maybe you meant to prevent it from happening. Come on. We don't run from fights.
I also don't quite buy into the whole need proof thing. Okay, the hook of the story is that the Warrens need to bring proof of a haunting or prove that it's a hoax. Here's the thing. How is the recording of Janet not enough? I understand that Miss Anita Gregory, played by Franca Potenta, thinks that children are notorious pranksters. But there is an ocean of difference between being crafty pranksters and downright defying biological capabilities. I doubt Jennifer Hale. I doubt Tara Strong. Bro, I doubt Mel Blanc, the single greatest voice actor to ever and will ever exist, could distort his voice that much. And if I don't believe Mel could do it, I sure don't believe a teenage girl could.
What do you make of that voice?
He sounds confused. Is he senile?
The voice on this tape is coming from an 11-year-old girl.
That recording and that rolling camera footage should have been all the church needed to get involved. I also hate how inconsistent Bill is. He kinda sorta possesses Janet in her sleep, but have a conversation with each other.
Janet, who are you talking to?
You have to go away.
You're the one trespassing!
He controls Janet and speaks through her.
Why don't you just leave us alone?
Shut up, you old cow!
He's also separate from her.
Help me!
He also morphs her. Hey, I love that scene, but nothing about it adds up.
I don't know. If I did, maybe I could help you.
I don't need your help.
Going into spoiler territory now. I know, this movie's like 6 years old, but I'm still going to give the warning. Jump to this time code to avoid spoilers. I love Valak. I love the design of the monster. If I'm interpreting its powers correctly, it takes the thing that gives us happiness or hope and twists it into a fear. The Crooked Man music box is meant to be used as a means to help the little boy overcome his stuttering, which has gotten him bullied in school. Valak takes the Crooked Man, makes it into a monster that tries to kill him. I also kind of love how it enslaves other spirits and makes them do things that they may not necessarily want to do, making Bill a kind of sympathetic ghost. Here's what I don't like about Valak. It's a dumbass. If knowing its name is what gets it banished back to hell, why does it tell Lorraine what its name is? Fine, in a cryptic way, but you'll never see Dracula tell Van Helsing to load up on garlic so it gives him an advantage. You'll never see a werewolf tell a hunter to pack a bunch of silver bullets. Or, since Valak's name is its own weakness, you'll never hear Beetlejuice tell everyone to say his name 3 times. Even in the movie, he tells them not to do that. So, why did Valak? As a result of this, the final confrontation is anticlimactic and insultingly short. Loud and clear, all 4 of you writers. Holy God, how did this movie turn out half as well as it did? You couldn't figure out how Lorraine would kill Valak, so you gave her the most contrived Deus Ex Machina imaginable. Wow. Make no mistake, this movie has problems. If you're looking for them, tragically, you will find them and they're not hard to find. The ghost tropes are even worse here than in the first one, and some plot points don't exactly make sense. But here's the thing. I barely care. Because where it falls short in certain aspects, it raises the ante everywhere else that counts for my personal tastes. It's scarier than the first film, even though I know exactly where the scares are, by heart. It's more memorable, with some of the coolest and most spine-tingling scenes that stick with me every time I watch it. And best of all, it's more emotional, thanks in large part to Wilson and Farmiga's chemistry and Wolf's breathtaking performance. It may not be as consistently good as the first one, but it's balanced out in such a way that it's still just as great. My honest rating for The Conjuring 2, a strong 4 out of 5.
For I can't help falling in love with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Stay safe and healthy out there. Please wear a mask if you go out. Get vaccinated for family, friends, and community. Hope to see you soon.
So be cool. Face fact. 'Cause time